Hello, I'm Dynast Amir.
So I reached out to another friend of mine. I said, look, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I going to go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So Uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my Uhuru, which is freedom.
Till next time, Dynast Amir, I'm out.
Another example, the dollar has been crushing the euro and the pound. The euro has been falling.
That's true. That's what I said earlier, and someone said I was lying, but there you go.
So the euro is not nothing new. The euro has been falling versus the dollar since 2008.
The pound is falling.
Yeah. So the euro is the inverse of the Dixie. It's been falling since 2008. $1 gets you 96 euros. The pound 2 years ago, the pound $1 would get 1 pound would get you $1.14 in America, but now it'll get you $1.06. The dollar has been going around clubbing currencies around the world. So yes,
you printing them shits.
No, stop.
Got that printer on.
Okay, let's not go into the why the spooky metaphor.
Yeah, we ain't got to. Yeah, we ain't got to go into.
It is what it is.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
No, let me go ahead, go Black. You gotta mute yourself.
All right. I think it was Philip that you had put. He had put the thing on the equity of property and stuff like that. Yeah, I've been saying this for the longest. I mean, the U.S. dollar is strong. The U.S. dollar is not going anywhere. These guys who own everything, who has their money banked on the U.S. dollar, the other countries are banked on the U.S. dollar. Oil is traded by the U.S. dollar. There are economies banked on the U.S. dollar. This dollar here has its ups and downs, and it's probably the strongest than it's been in a while. And here in Africa, it's very strong. And like our sister who was on a little earlier when she was sharing that, as far as property is concerned, people should invest, diversify the portfolio in other places outside of America. Bank of America just came out with this community loan thing, that they're claiming that they're going to, they're introducing this community affordable loan solution. And this is to expand the home ownership opportunities in Black, African Americans, and Hispanic Latino communities. Let me tell y'all something. I've been around 56 years. I like to say that, but because I've been around the block several times to see how the system works. It ain't because that Bank of America just has an epiphany that they want to help Black people and Latino people. There's a system in place that knows statistically the failures of Black people and Latinos, where they're sitting by the wayside when these properties that will be purchased, they come along, purchase it for lower than they were sold for when they fall out or repossess the housing, and then they turn around and gain more money. This is just a game. This ain't a favor the system wants to do for you. You know, when I was in the military, you know, we were told any offer the military gives you, you do not take it. It's not to benefit the troop, it's to benefit the government. And we have to realize that sometimes there are programs that are in place that is not necessarily meant for you to take. We used to say back in the day, all money is not good money. Every opportunity is a good opportunity. So we have to realize that we have to put the power in our own hands. Yes, I've purchased 3 properties thus far and intend on buying more in Africa.
That's right.
Why? Because Africa is the now. It ain't the future. You wait on the future, you too late. I bought a property in Ghana and already I got 40,000 equity, and I bought that just in February, March, I think it is. 2 properties I bought over in Tanzania. Each one of them have gained $40,000 each in equity. Now you tell me what bank that is going to give you the interest by you sitting your money in the bank and getting a return like that. Now people want to argue or say, you know, well, stay here in America, you should stay, you know, don't leave. Well, take your hard-earned dollar where the dollar is weak. The dollar is weak in America because of the inflation. Ghana right now, just a year ago, Ghana CD for an exchange for the US dollar was like 5.26, I think it was, for $1 Do you know what it is now? For $1, I get 10.3 CDs per dollar. Now, yes, inflation has gone up for the local people, but not at the rate of for the CDs. The other benefit of it is that property is sold at the US dollar. They ain't sold in CDs. So as long as that dollar stays strong, I'm always going to get my return back on my investment.
It's interesting.
So I think we need to wake up, like our sister said, is that we need to have a family reunion and have some serious talk about how do we take our little money that we have, put it together, and somebody goes elsewhere to purchase something that they can enjoy and be part of it, live in or what have you, not resell it, but have it for
the kids,
next generation. Like Donna's been saying is that, you know, diversify. Nothing says that you got to leave forever America if you want to stay in America. Nothing says that you have to give up an American passport. You think I'm going to give up my American passport when I can freely walk in probably 95% of the countries without being looked upon because of other nations or countries are looked down as a threat or being a terrorist or what have you? No, be smart in what you do. If you want to hold on to being an allegiance to America, well, you fall then when the economy will have a strong effect on those poor people when others
mostly us
will be able to keep afloat of the rising prices that we see today. That the interest rate is at 6.5% for purchasing a house when it was just a year ago at 2 point something. That's an additional $800 a month. But what most people don't realize is that additional $800 a month plus the increase in your taxes for the property taxes will squeeze you out eventually out of the payments that you have when the inflation, the cost of food is going up, electric is going up, clothing is going up, everything is going up. And if you don't know how to budget your money, you don't know how to finance, believe me, that beautiful house that you bought, you will be giving up.
May I tag on to what Go Black just said? So it's nice to meet you, Go Black. I appreciate it. What you just said.
And also, sorry. What Go Black was saying, you know, like for example, where like Dynasty, you go to Sierra Leone, right? You see Freetown, the houses over there are so cheap to build, and most of the properties in Freetown are rented in US dollars. So if you basically own a property, like for example, a commercial property on one of the roads in Freetown, like on Kissy Road, for example, you know, you can actually get like $5,000, you know, a year, or probably more than that. And it's probably going to cost you like about $30,000 to $40,000 to build one. So
About the same, right?
you're not gonna lose. You're not gonna lose. You're always gonna
So,
make money.
so like, I just want to piggyback on what Go Black said before people forget what he said. It's everything I say is from a technical standpoint, a technical analysis standpoint, and it's my belief from a technical standpoint that excuse me, many Americans are going to be forced to have to move outside the American border. So
Listen, Jody. I've been saying that, Jody.
yeah.
I've been saying.
So
Go ahead.
now this is my thesis. What Go Black just said, yes, about 2 years ago, the USMR or the United States mortgage rate was about 2%. Now it's at 6.5%. That's nowhere, if you person will look on a chart for USMR, there's nowhere on a chart where that increase, that dramatic increase, there's nowhere on a chart of such a dramatic increase. Now the Federal Reserve have been raising rates. The Fed funds rate. I don't know if people know what the Fed funds rate is, but the Fed funds rate is the rate in which banks borrow money from each other. So about 2 years ago, it was less than 1%. Now it's at 2.33%. So, and what that means is, if banks charge each other 2.33% to borrow money from each other, they're going to charge you more than that. So that's the basis. They're going to charge you more for that, for your mortgage, for your car note, for your personal loan, for your credit card, for any other thing. So essentially, it costs more money to borrow money. It always costs more money to service debt, as people will say. And on top of that, the credit card interest, that's adjustable. I think every quarter. If I'm wrong, someone correct me, but every quarter it's adjustable. So Chairman Powell said that they want to get rates up to 4%, at least 4%. It's in my opinion, rates. If you look at the chart, the Fed's want the rate. If a 50% retracement is common on a chart. So if that's the case, I think it's my belief the federal funds rate can get up to between 7 and 9%. It can at least get up to 5.46%, but it's in my opinion that it can get up to 7 and 9%. So, like I just said, the federal funds rate is what banks charge each other to borrow money. So, if the Fed funds rate is 7 and 9%, then that means the mortgage rate is going to be above 7 and 9%. The rate you get that car loan is going to be above that. Your credit card debt, your personal loan. So yes, housing prices can go